Hi, welcome to our daily and weekly reading for March 1st through the 7th, 2017. Remember, it's a general reading, so see what feels right for you. See which sign symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing at the same time at the same pace. So see what feels right for you. It could be one sign, and that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. How you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave, preparing for that wave, crashing into the wave, riding the wave, or ignoring the wave? Also, feel free to make this an interactive video if you want to pull some cards for yourself. And if you have some time, try to check out the musical playlist below. See if there's more depth to this reading for you in any of those songs, or just enjoy the music. Also, whenever you watch any reading, always be open to divine timing and inspiration coming through as it should for you. It could give you the forecast into the future, or clarify the past, or be right in tune with your now. All right, so this reading is a little bit different today. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you in a moment. Hi. Welcome to our daily and weekly reading for March 1st through the 7th, 2017. I thought I'd do something different today and take one of the daily readings a week and stretch one reading into a weekly reading. So it gives us a broader cushion on the energies coming through for the week. And if you perhaps can't pop into a daily, you can always pop into the weekly. So I'm not sure how it's going to flow yet. I have a basic structure of the week, which begins on a Wednesday. So we have the 1st through the 7th, Wednesday through Tuesday. Other than that, leave it open-ended to however it flows for you time-wise. And I have more cards for this reading. So let's just begin. Let's see what kind of energy is coming through for us for the week. We're going to start with the numerology guidance cards. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. Let's get clarity and focus on the energies coming through and wisdom to ride these energies best. We'll start with one card and get our foundation energy for the week. Oh, we have 77, spirituality coming through. So it reminds me of Temperance, number 14 in the tarot, and I see the big angel, you know, and I think of divine timing, patience, inner light, spirituality, connecting your root chakra to your higher self. I feel like everything needs to be aligned in order for this spiritual light to shine. It's not just one light, it's every single color in the spectrum connected together, spinning properly. So I see wheels moving here. So maybe there's something inside of you that makes you feel like your wheels inside of you are moving you towards something that is very, very special and spiritual for you. When it comes to spirituality, it's not about everyone else. It's about you. It's personal. So this is a really nice card for the week. All right, let's continue with 77, spirituality. And we're going to move along to the life purpose oracle cards. Let's get some clarity for our week on where our energies can best be placed, and wisdom for us all to grow. Oh, wow. That's so cool. I told you, I just saw the wheels of light. If you have, if you're like a Reiki healer or have anything to do with energy healing, even physically, like a masseuse, a massage therapist, acupuncture. This is yoga. So this is your body. Look at the wheels. You see how they're all aligned? So maybe you need to get in tune with your own physical body first, you know, to get everything else straight, because all of our bodies have to be in alignment. We can always have a blockage in our emotional body, our physical body, our spiritual body, you know, anywhere, our mental body, and that can cause blockages in other parts. So sometimes it's coming back to home, paying attention to your actual body. So maybe do some yoga this week. Stretch before you go to work. Stretch when you wake up. Stretch before you go to bed. Stretch whenever you can. If you're sitting at a desk all week, wake up and go outside. Walk around. Park farther from the store. Carry your groceries if you can. Do extra. If you can't go to a class, do something on your own. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be a big, long sit-down session, but a little bit throughout the day does make a difference. I just saw, like, all right, I used to have back issues. Sleeping on a good pillow really helps. Sleep in general helps. Sleep, all right? But I see if you have something with your back or your shoulders, find, I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but I'm thinking of it. So like a corner of the room and put your arms here and then just sort of like stretch that part of your back if you don't have anybody that can help you, maybe. See how you can use your house, you know, simple things you have around you to help you stretch and move and get back into your body, get back in tune with your body and see how it makes other parts of your world more in alignment. So your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercise. So get out of the house this week. If you're in the house, if you're in the office, do what you can to move around. Put some good music on so it's more fun when you clean. So you get it done faster and you can do something else later. I'm getting goals too. So, I mean, whether you have a goal that is like, you know, you're gonna do some extra classes this week and have a pizza later or have a bubble bath later, whatever your goal is that you need that makes you feel good about what you're doing, get to where you feel good about what you're doing. All right, let's move along. I want you to see this again and see these circles and these wheels. Picture these wheels now spinning, right? And when I see these wheels, I see them like as a almost like a vortex or like a wormhole that gets bigger, you know, like one of those things, like those old times, like, are you listening? You know, like that. So it's like, you need to bring something back to center. So allow those wheels, and I feel like they spin different directions, by the way, within the wheel. So I feel like within this wheel going out in every chakra, your heart chakra, you know, your root chakra, your solar plexus, everything, that they spin different ways. That is not a good description at all. But then they go out there and those vibrations move out into our world. All right, and they have energy. And sometimes there's a blockage. It's not going out there properly. We need to protect ourselves, you know, and amplify ourselves and clean it like a filter so what comes back in is only love, you know. And if there's gunk coming through, it can't get past your beautiful light going out. You're just radiating so much love and circulation and energy in the right ways that you're also healing others. You're also healing the environment by those love vibrations going out there. I hope that made sense. Sometimes my descriptions are a little weird. Yoga is awesome though. Stretching is awesome. You know, feeling your body. I'm also getting an injury. So if some of you are not going to like your physical therapy thing, go. That is really important. If you've had an injury, to pay attention and to relax. Don't push something that is not ready. Give it tender, loving care, you know, and allow yourself time to heal. Even if you're trying to get pumped up in the gym and looking all buff and, you know, in shape, when you do something different, you're going to feel your muscles after your fibers have ripped and you've stretched them out, and you have to allow proper time for them to come back together and get stronger, heal, and sleep, so that your muscles actually grow when you're doing the resting, not when you're doing the moving. So allow, equal. All right, let's move along to the romance angels. All right, so let's get some clarity on romance, love, relationships in general, communication, matters of the heart. Let's see what kind of energy is coming through for us this week, along with spirituality, yoga. Sometimes there's something in our body that we just can't do on our own. We can't get to on our own, and sometimes it does help a lot by just going to somebody else, whether that's Reiki and they don't actually, you know, really touch your body. It's an energy thing, which really works physically in your body, by the way. It's amazing. I felt when I had a hip thing going on and I went to a Reiki session, you know, when your muscle does the, like, the weird twitching that you're not controlling thing, it was sort of like that. And I felt like this twitching in my butt and my hip, and I almost felt like something was spinning like this, right? And then I felt the moment when my hip like settled. And I mean, I was having a lot of trouble in a few days. I mean, I did sleep afterwards, but in a few days I was good, and I was having some trouble for a while. I fell on it weird, helping my dad with some wood. Actually, in the summer. I think those are our cards. That was fast. I didn't expect that to come through, but when they fall like that, I take them. So let's take 3. Let's do one more. What came? Honeymoon, finances, and career. You don't have to spend a lot to go on an awesome honeymoon. It's about being with your honey more than where you and your honey are. Although maybe, you know, it's your honey that's worried about finances. Maybe it's you. Money can bring weirdness into a love situation. It can also make you forget about how much you love someone if you're always focused on the material issues. So it's finding where you can put more love into your world with what you're doing in your world. Oh, all right, let's get one more card. Hold on. These could be 3 different issues in our world. They don't have to all be the same thing. All right. Well, maybe they are. All right, let's see. I would say this is probably first. Maybe there's somebody out there afraid to ask somebody, ask your honey if the marriage question, or go farther because you're worried about having enough first. I would say, first and foremost, if it's the right honey in your life, they're going to be your support system through many ups and downs, and perhaps you're on your way financially, on your way in your career, perhaps you're not. But whoever comes into your world for an engagement and a honeymoon is there for the long haul, hopefully. Even if it's not an official wedding and it's just, what is that, when you live with someone for a long time, but you're not officially married, but you sort of are because you've been together so long. Whatever it is, you don't have to have the papers to make a relationship whatever you want it to be, to go on a honeymoon, to go on a vacation. Maybe this comes through so you can get away. You know, sometimes when you're so worried in your finances and you're saving and you're trying to get something right and you get stuck here, you know, maybe this is the goal as well. Maybe it's a vacation, getting away. Maybe the goal is getting to the yes, getting to the engagement first. Maybe some of you are worried about popping the question. That's sort of what I'm getting, and I'm getting the ring. But I want to say that, well, personally speaking, I don't find much value in the old diamonds. They're only valuable because society told us they are. They're pretty readily available in the world. I see diamonds as really valuable when they're on a drill. And, you on a tool, because they're so strong that they have use for something. Plus they're they are an amazing gem, but I find value in the gold, Gold is where the value is. And when I think of gold, I think of alchemy, and I think of starting from the base metal. It starts from, that filter process. It starts at the beginning. It starts at chapter 1. It might start with an awesome honeymoon. This could be like meeting somebody, getting married really fast, making it happen really fast. Remember, it's not a storybook. After this honeymoon, after the engagement, there's a marriage. There's real life going on, real situations, real shitty days, and real amazing days. And hopefully whoever this is on board for all of them. The person on board with you with this engagement is going to be your support system, no matter what you figure out you want to do at what point in your world. Sometimes we do something for a year, sometimes 10 years, sometimes 30, 50, and then something comes through in your world and throws a monkey wrench in the mix, and you want to do something different. Or together, you come up with some brilliant idea where you both quit your jobs and do something together. You have a brand new idea, business, whatever going on from this engagement, marriage thing happening, that you have created a brand new world. Maybe from just getting out of the normal world and going on a honeymoon, seeing what brilliant conversations come out of that, what support system comes out. You might just find that you can go off and do whatever you want, and your honey doesn't have to do the same thing, but they support you in what you want to do. I'm getting like, maybe there's somebody that, I don't know. There's different ways that we find value. Sometimes somebody does find value if it's a very yang energy in knowing they can take care of their other, male or female. There are a lot of females now that have, I want to say like the money belt on them, that make more money. And there are a lot of males that are wonderful with the kids and the family. And, it doesn't really matter how you structure your particular marriage, whether that's a marriage or not, your union in your world. It's up to you guys to figure it out and to make it work in harmony and balance between the masculine and the feminine, however you juggle it in your world. I feel like when it's the engagement, it's letting all this go a little bit, It makes me think of having eloping, having a maybe really simple honeymoon, or a really nice honeymoon and just throwing the party later, or not worrying so much about the wedding day. I feel like it's more about the engagement between this couple, the love between this couple, the time that they have alone, than the party. So I'm getting, if someone's worried about the party thing, maybe make it simple. If there's, I don't know why I'm getting wedding, because that's not here. So maybe not worry so much about the wedding and think about the marriage, the union, the time you have together, the time you've had together, the time you still have coming up together. If this is you and you don't have anyone in your world, you don't have a honey, you don't have anything going on, maybe it's starting with you and your finances and career. It starts with you getting your own world together here, feeling better in your own skin, on your own shoes. Maybe you're starting something a little different. Let's read these. Hold on. Finances and careers, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Honeymoon is enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. I feel like this is day off, even if it's a dinner out. Enjoy that time. Don't be on your phone and not have a conversation with your honey, and find out maybe something important that happened in them that day. This could also just be you and your friends too, or you just giving yourself a day off if you just always work so much. Allowing yourself to go out with your friends, by yourself. I just see somebody like hanging out with a book in like a cafe, maybe signing up for a book club, even something like, a honeymoon, something on the weekend, something you do one day a week that you enjoy, where you could possibly meet somebody that you maybe end up going on a honeymoon with, or just end up going out with every weekend and hanging out with and liking. Who knows what happens down the road? Leave everything open-ended, I just thought I've never been to Spain before, and I don't know why, because this is Venice. And I already put that on a playlist. I'll put it again. I like that song. I don't know why that came through again. Maybe there's something in the words. And then you have engagement here. So your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment, masculine and feminine, but that's also inside of you. That's not just you and someone else. For some of you, that's a commitment in something you want to do for you, special for you. What drives you? Pushes the masculine, penetrating, push it forward, want to get it done energy inside of you. And you get there and you're like, oh, you just want to soak it all in. That feminine side of you, to allow it something in and let something happen and let it unfold and be there for the nurturing and let it grow. What is that in you? It could just be a hobby. You know, when I think of the masculine and feminine, I think of music first because I think of how it fires up the right and the left hemisphere of the brain. Also meditation, you know, and doing something in the now, you know. So what can you do that's in the now that gets you going? Start small, you know. And maybe there's something that you and your honey can also do together. Figure out something that you can take some time out alone and do something you enjoy together, even if you're really different. Differences make beautiful harmony. When you take a masculine energy and a feminine energy and you give it a little bit of friction, it creates something brand new. Creation, a third energy that's different and special. I'm getting that alchemy, like base metal, like start from something and just, you know, you have to work through something and filter it and learn and grow. And everyone needs their own time to do so. And sometimes we need time, and that brings out communication. Sometimes we just have to communicate to know somebody else needs time, or maybe that's you. Even if it's just this growing, allow time for you to figure this out. Allow time for you with finances to change what you want to do halfway through your life and figure it out again. You know, we're always here to learn and to grow. You know, sometimes we grow one lesson and we go the long haul. And sometimes we do a million different things at once, you know, or do something in sections and taper off in our world. But it's always somebody new in our world, or a merging of a new energy in our world that brings something new. I'm getting this as blissful here. So, all right. Sometimes the, like the romance and relationship cards are difficult. There's so many scenarios and so many different things that happen. I mean, love is so individual, and it's not only very individual, completely individual, it's very individual depending on whom you're with at the time. And now it's like a synergy chart or a composite charts in astrology. You know, you're taking somebody's whole dynamic, every layer of who they are, not just that surface layer, everything, plus the experience that all of your personality and everything you are and who have you been through your life, you know, and to that point. And then you're taking someone else's whole life, or, you know, past, however far back that goes, and personality and their whole depth, and then you're merging that together and then making it a new energy altogether, like blending universes together. That's pretty big when you blend a universe together, and we're all always blending our own universes together. I'm going on a tangent now, so let's continue. All right, let's go to, I have the Steampunk Tarot, and I'm going to pull 3 cards to get a base energy that's moving through our week, to get a good idea of how things are flowing. It could be backwards for you. So, all right, let's get 3 cards to see which energies are coming through for us this week, and wisdom to work with these energies the best. Wisdom for us all. What is this? The Page of Pentacles. All right. Clarity on the Page of Pentacles. That's an earth sign. So, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, like energy, very young usually. Oh, and we have the sun. Fuzz. All right. One more. Oh, the sun. The sun is beautiful energy to come through. By the ways. I mean, the Sun's Major Arcana 19, pretty much the best card, like the most brilliant. It's the card that even if it's upside down, even if it's only for a moment of the week, it's just always happy. It's always bliss. It's always joy. It's always a moment to be yourself. This is where you can be yourself, where that childlike side of you, that newborn part of you that's innocent and pure, and that soul, that little light inside of you merges with the skin that you're in and who you're becoming. And that light shines inside of you, and it shines a light outside here. This is that light that shines everywhere outside of you. I see the sun as just love, joy. And this is where others recognize how beautiful you are. Feeling good in your own skin, feeling like yourself. That's Major Arcana 19. It's also a tweener. So it's between time, between a transition, leaving one phase behind and having something new. It's also opportunity. Also, if you were wondering about a yes, pretty much in the deck, this is the yes card. Even more than the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, this is a yes. Even if it's a rough start in the beginning, allow rough starts, hard days. It's a yes. You know, it's worth it with this. The sun is beautiful. It's a moment that's worth it. It's an opportunity that's worth taking. It's an adventure that's worth going on. It's an idea that's worth starting, shining a light more, finding more about something, you know, stepping farther on your path here. Follow this golden road. Follow this golden feeling. Follow this warm feeling here. Look at the balance. I'm going to pull one more card because I'm getting sidetracked with the sun, and I didn't speak much about this Page of Pentacles. That is something new, by the way. And in this particular deck, it's stepping behind the, getting outside, getting out from behind the curtain already, and going on an adventure. You know, you're ready. This is not the quickest adventure. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes planning. It takes perseverance. You have to go slow, you know. You're stepping out into the cold here, what you don't know. You might have cold feet a little bit, but don't worry, you're bundled up. You're warm enough here, and you got your fancy goggles. I like the goggles. It makes me think of scuba diving. All right, let's get one more card before I get too sidetracked. Let's get clarity for the week on 19, Major Arcana, the Sun, and the Page of Pentacles. Possibly earth sign you, possibly someone you know, possibly just the information, the page, the wisdom coming through. So this could be that brand new start, that brand new idea, that brand new beginning on a project that's worth like cultivating, like putting in the ground, putting in the soil. You know, you have the sunshine that's going to come out in the right season for it to grow. So even if it's the winter time, even if it's before season, it takes proper planning with this page to do it right from the beginning. All right. I want to talk about that sun card more. All right, let's get another card. One more card, clarity on the Sun and the Page of Pentacles. Oh, right. So you're starting something that's involving your heart, falling in love. This is the Knight of Cups. Here it's a female, but usually it's the dashing, shining knight in armor, which makes me think of sexy like chainmail, you know, which is really, really, really hard to make, by the way. It takes a lot of time to even make a little like chainmail bracelet. I'm thinking like metalwork now. So this page is driven by love. Or, I almost said page. All right, so let me show you what we have. The Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, very sexy, and the Sun. All right, so let's start with this one. The Page of Pentacles, earth sign, ready to go. Male or female, younger energy. So it could be somebody young, you know, around you, younger than you, or you're younger than somebody, or just young in a situation, new in a situation. This is having the confidence to do anything. I sometimes see the page as the one that goes back to school, signs up for a class, has a ton of books, a lot of maps, a lot of knowledge. They want knowledge. I mean, sometimes I see that as also like a fiery page, but I feel like this is like the bookworm, the teacher's pet, the one that knows more than they even know they know. or they want to know more. Like they have more questions. Like what else? But they want to know more, but they want to be in the experience. They don't just want to be told. They want to go. They want to feel it. They want to have that experience. They want to feel it in their body, whether it's cold or not. This is a little kid that goes out skiing in the middle of winter when it's freezing. They just bundle up, you know. I'm getting that they're not even prepared to dive into the water, but if the water is there, they'll dive in for the experience. So starting something right, getting all the, I mean, I feel like she or he might go without you if you're not coming along. So I'm getting a lot of confidence here. Like if you're not ready to go, they're going to leave without you. So maybe this is an opportunity you need to go along with, you know, or somebody's waiting for you. You know, it's like somebody came to get you. See like somebody lounging on like a day bed or like one of those fancy side couch. I'm getting like a velvet side couch. That was weird. I want to say in a flashy color. I see like bright blue. Maybe purple. Like I see like almost like a bright velvet couch. Okay, maybe it's this curtain. Maybe behind the velvet curtain. I just thought of a Black Velvet by Alana Miles. That's cool. I'll put that below. That beat has like the song has like, it's like a heartbeat. You know, it's like a pulse. I just thought of The Music Sounds Better With You from Stardust. I'll put that below. All right, so let's move along to the page, or I keep wanting to say the page, so maybe there's a message coming through from this night, if this is not you, or maybe this is you and you have a message for someone. You're on solid ground here. You're not getting swept off your feet, but there is a lake or a ocean or something in the back that I feel like if the moment came, she or he would just dive on in and go skinny dipping perhaps if they had to. I don't feel like they're worried about their clothes so much, even though they look pretty fancy. I'm getting a fish out of water energy. So maybe there's someone who feels like a fish out of water, but I mean, this is a yes. This is a really nice fish coming into your world because it could be a Pisces. By the way, it could also be a Scorpio or Cancer energy with this night. So it's a sexy, psychic, sensitive, sassy night. All right. They go by their emotions. They go by their feelings. They want the experience. They don't know it all. They're still learning. You know, the page is like the beginning of the experience. The night is when you're diving in and you're having the experiences. So you're not quite sure if the experience you have is going to be right for you yet, but you're willing to learn. You're totally willing to learn. This person wants to know. So it's willing to take a chance on love. In a nutshell, this person is. Or there's a yes energy around love this week, for sure. Now, going back to the sun here, because I really like this card. Look at the balance between masculine and feminine. The joy, I feel like the little doggies, like it's like your soul, you know, your companion here to help you out on earth. And then you have the soul. Look at the sun, the solar energy, that yang masculine energy in this card. Brightening up something for you, pointing something in your direction, maybe bringing something together. I just thought of the Ed Sheeran song, Push and Pull Like the Magnet too. I'll put that below. I like that song, Shape of You. There's a wall in the background that's like man-made and it's like a big contraption. I want to say like, I want to say like a choo-choo train, you know, like a train energy or a car. It makes me think of like a car engine, like a mechanic, or invention, or opening up a watch and seeing like the mechanisms of something. The watch gears also make me think of astrology, maybe divine timing, but seasons and changes. And then you have the sunflowers here stretching up to the sky. You know, kissing. I just heard Kiss the Sky. Sean Lee's Ping Pong Orchestra. That's a good one. I'll put that below. And then Lady Hear Me Tonight. I feel like that's like a playlist that goes together that just came through. All right. The sun means take an opportunity, basically, that's coming through this weekend. Somebody else is ready to take an opportunity with you. This is signing up for something. This is a chance to do something again. This could be a rekindling. This could be a coming together. This is a moment of bliss, even if it's just a moment. This moment pretty much is, I'm going to say, worth anything that's not if there's any part of your week that wasn't in bliss or was weird or whatever, this moment is almost going to make all that worth it. Or at least when you're in this moment, you're going to forget about anything else going on in your world. It's just bliss and joy. Maybe you're going on a new adventure. Maybe it starts this before, you know, and this sun gets brighter the more you move on this journey, or the more you follow your heart to do something. Or maybe the closer somebody's following their heart to get to you, the brighter this gets. The closer you get, the deeper you get. All right, so let's see. So it could be somebody also, like, this could just be, you know, tapping into your emotional body. I feel like this is also when you know things and you don't know how you know things. I also feel like sometimes the night can be a little over emotional because you're driven by emotions. So sometimes you get overwhelmed when love comes in the mix, or you shut down, you know, and you put a wall up and you don't know how to react because the emotions are just there. So you just sort of put them away and do something else and go back to, if that comes through, just get yourself grounded again, you know, wait for that moment to pass. And I feel like you have equal, I feel like there's a lot of equal energy here. You know, you got the water, you have land, you have, I feel like there's air in this card because I feel like this wind is blowing. So I feel like there may be some thought processing coming through, or maybe an air sign even with this pentacle cards. I'm not sure why I'm getting that. I just thought of the Seal song, Kiss from a Rose, when I looked at this. So maybe there's somebody coming out of the cold into the sun. There's something melting, maybe inside of you even. Maybe there's some kind of barrier breaking down and something new coming in your world that makes you, I'm just get out of the house even. I also want to say I see like fishing. I'm getting a lot of my favorites today. I just thought of Fishing in the Dark by Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. So maybe there's like going something with water. You know, it makes me think of like a kayak or a canoe. I mean, here it's a gondola. So maybe it's playing your instrument. Maybe it's like, I don't know, I see somebody with like a guitar and maybe somebody singing along. I mean, whatever this is, it's probably a really spiritual relationship. It's probably not the surface. I feel like if this knight is involved in this whole scenario, he or she is walking towards something that's pretty spiritual, at least if it is with you, you know. If someone's coming into your world or you're merging into someone else's world, it's probably merging in more spiritual terms than maybe either of you had before. We're always becoming more and more, you know, connecting more and more to ourselves and allowing our spirit to grow here by experience in this realistic world, which sometimes throws us off, you know. Sometimes it's easy to get sucked into the day-to-day things, and, you know, when something happens, sometimes we're really in it and sometimes we really don't want to be in it at all and we escape. But there's always a chance to come back. So let's get a clarifying energy from the Guardian Angel Tarot for the Page of Pentacles, the Sun, Major Arcana 19. Maybe 19 is important. The 19th, I don't know, I think of like 19 months for some reason. Could be 19 years. Maybe 19 years old. All right, let's pull one card and get clarity. Oh, that was so amazing. I'm so happy you guys are here for this reading for this week. All right, if you were unsure still after all that, if there was a yes coming through, if there was a chance to be yourself, if there's a chance to do something again, to do something from a brand new start, for the opportunity to maybe come back, it's not going to go away for you. It's still here. The 19 has returned. This is the sun coming through as a double whammy for us. So that's like a yes, yes. I'm getting chills all over my body. I'm getting like goosebumps, angel bumps. Aww. This is beautiful, guys. This is somebody really, really, really recognizing something good that you did. Like, this is a good job for you. You know, you put a lot of energy into something and it's going to come through. You're going to start to feel really good about something happening. You know, you're going to start to feel good in those shoes you're going into. You're going to start to feel good about throwing your shoes out the window and going barefoot if you have to. Whatever feels good for you. This is feeling good. This is 19, by the way, this is the sun, 19. Major Arcana coming through again. Maybe there are 2 people feeling good. You know, maybe this is 2 here. Look at this little kid in his hat. He's just so cute. He's like, this looks like, I just thought of when I had something very, very strong I wanted to say when I was a little tot. For some, I've been told this. I can sort of remember it. That, I mean, I was really little, and when I would speak to adults when I was little, if I felt like I needed to be heard, I would just get myself on the dining room table, stand there, get on the counter, and be like, do, and I would put my hand on my hip like this, and I would say whatever I had to say. So get yourself on your platform. Feel good about being there. I feel like others are going to recognize you, and I'm getting beautiful energy, like they're proud of you getting up for something. So congratulations. Your plans have worked out perfectly, and now is your time to shine. Brilliant new ideas will present themselves to you, and success is all but assured. Express yourself openly and honestly, knowing that those surrounding you are trustworthy. Be open to unexpected opportunities. Be open to something suddenly falling in front of your eyes that you never expected to be there before. Whatever it is, it could be tiny. Sometimes the smallest of things can make the biggest imprint in our world. You know, sometimes it's just a whisper, a touch, something simple. It doesn't have to be huge, but it can feel huge inside of you. I feel like it's a connection somewhere. It's going to connect to something inside of you. So I'm sort of curious what that is for you guys. All right, so this is a nice reading. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect anything. I had no idea how this reading would flow. I just pulled out a bunch of different cards and hope for the best here. So let's finish this reading with one card from the Oracle of Visions and see what's coming through for the week. Clarity on the Sun, the Knight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, Earth sign, water sign. Using your own intuition here. Trusting that you can, I feel like you'll ride those waves right. Trust that when waves of emotion come through, it makes things goofy and weird, and just allow the goofy and weird and fun to be. You know, I'm getting tickling energy, laughter. Allow that moment to come through, even if it's a moment, you know. All right, let's sum up this beautiful reading for our week with one more card from the Oracle of Visions. Oh, by the way, let me review these quick. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Financial. Ooh. Hold on. I just heard also letting go. So if you've not committed yet to, if you've had an ex or something that was in the past or whatever, and you haven't committed to just letting that go and using as a place to give yourself some space now to find a little you time and you moment. So whatever comes through because you're good with you, then you have to let whatever it is go first for that awesome thing to come through. So the engagement starts in you first. Okay. If this is you and someone else, it's gonna be good. I feel like it's a yes, yes. Just go with the flow. All right, and don't worry so much about the finances to have a good honeymoon as well. You know, talk amongst yourselves and what to do with this one. You know, I feel like it's gonna be a personal decision, and then maybe you could do some yoga together. If there's no one else in the picture, definitely do some yoga and some stretching and some exercise for yourself and start to feel your body and feel good in your body. You know, again, do something for you. And all of these chakras are going to be fired by that. All right, that's my cue to pull another card. Vincenzo's telling me to move on. That also sounds like a train station or a harsh alarm. So maybe it's time to move. Don't hesitate when you know you should do something. Or when you know you shouldn't. Allow it to be. All right, one more card. One more card for the week. And we have, oh, I like this. Maybe it is a Pisces energy. By the way, happy birthday, Pisces. I love you guys so much. By the way, just give me a little cushion to come through with what's going on here and to get some things recorded for you guys for your, not just Pisces, but for all the astrological signs readings for the month. Just, give me a cushion, you know, to get some recordings through, and I'll be through with those for you. But maybe there is a Pisces, you know, that's having a birthday. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, guys. Allow me some time for the birthday Pisces reading as well. I'll get that to you, you guys. Usually I get the birthday reading through about mid-month. So I feel like it's like half late and half early and maybe just right on time. So this is a master number. It's number 33. I see that as a gateway. If you can see here, there is the Pisces. So I feel like with the Pisces, the fish, there's a strength in being bare-ass naked in a scary ocean. You're bare-ass naked. You don't have that shell thing going on. You feel every whipple, every wave, every vibration in that ocean. There are beautiful, beautiful things in the ocean. There's scary shit down there too. And you feel it all and you're exposed to it all. So you have to be a badass to do it. So Pisces, you guys are pretty badass. Also remember that the Pisces energy is the one that has the, you know, when you see the Pisces symbol, it has the horizon. And the other horizon, it has heaven and earth. And then it has that horizon that stretch in between. You know, the Pisces is always having one foot sort of in heaven and one foot in earth. And, you know, sometimes you get a little lost in one or a little lost in the other. But it's learning through your life where maybe day to day to come back to center, you know, back to that center inside of you. So there's also, I want to say a ballerina. Oh, I just thought of Tiny Dancer by Elton John. And that's also a kingfisher. So I feel like when I see the kingfisher, I think of the right catch, not just any old fish in the sea. The right opportunity made for you. The right chance made for you. They don't just, they're very patient. They'll wait until the right thing comes. And then when it comes, don't hesitate. Grab it. You know, don't think there's a billion other things when you have that thing, that urge, whatever it is. That could be a relationship. That could be a job. That could be a conversation. Whatever your catch is, right? When it feels right for you, go for it. Don't hesitate, because in the end, the hesitation or what you could have done, whatever, is just all the regret of something that you could have just tried. You know, usually the only regret we have is not trying. So there's also a lot of serenity here. Solitude. Taking a moment for you. So let's see. 33. Is patience and waiting for the right moment. Time is but a stream I go fishing in. I thought of fishing in the dark. That's cool. Now I don't feel so bad for putting it in multiple playlists. At least it makes sense here. I drink at it, but while I drink, I see the sandy bottom and detect how shallow it is. You know, this is not shallow when it involves spirituality. There's always depth. You know, even somebody who seems shallow there's a lot of depth in there. Nobody's really shallow. You know, we all have shallow moments. You know, there are some of us that have longer moments that are shallower. We're stuck in this 3D world, or things are going around us, or sometimes it's just impressions from society or what we've learned. And all of us are allowed our own moment or our own thing that breaks us out of that. And then waking up takes different amount of time for all of us. Some of us wake right up and we're here, and sometimes it takes years to wake up, you know? I'm gonna mention it because it's come through. Like, do you know how many years I've been telling my parents about like the chemtrails and the sky and all that, and like it's only just now, like literally like 10 plus years later, that my mom is noticing that the sunset and the sunrise happens to always be covered up every sunrise and sunset. But I don't want to get stuck on that. I just want to say that in the end, if you feel like an intensity towards something, go towards the solution, not the problem. Don't focus on the problem. It really doesn't matter in the end, because with some cloud busting, some organite, some positive loving vibrations, and the grace of God, the universe source on our side, we don't really have to worry about the gook. We have enough power in us to change it. So sometimes it just takes, I just thought of M83. I'll put that video below and I'll let you see it. Take a look at that video. I can't think of the name of the song. I'll put it below. Maybe that'll help. Sometimes it just takes a powerful change in focus and belief in ourselves, and that's all we need. So don't worry so much about the gunk when we can focus on the beauty. All right, I don't know what I just said there, and maybe that was for someone who's asking about or worried about chemtrails. Organite works. Okay, let's continue. It's thin current slides away but eternity remains. Henry David Thoreau. A ballerina casts a golden line and lure with which to capture a desired goal or item. The process is calm and planned, the pace leisurely. There is no rush nor looming deadline. She will know when the right time has come and the moment is appropriate. A kingfisher, a harbinger of tranquility, accompanies her, and together they will wait. Despite the desire for results, some occasions or decisions simply should not be rushed. We should approach either with caution or restraint. I also want to say with the chemtrail things, music works. Live music outside helps chemtrails. Live music outside helps nature, period. Okay, let's continue. I think anyone who's a musician, if you go on outside and see how nature responds to your practicing outside, how nature in general responds to you and your music, how you respond to nature, I feel like you'll understand what I'm saying there. If not, maybe grab a guitar and go outside and see what happens. I just saw the flute. So we must also be wary of being too indulgent and devoting too much time waiting for some imagined perfect moment, person, or thing. Worthy opportunities. This is an opportunity. Don't lose this opportunity here. May be lost if they're overlooked in anticipation of some intangible better option to arrive. All right, guys, I love you so much. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful week. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I love you so much. I will see you soon. Bye.